The sun has set behind the jagged peaks of the Afghan mountains, casting long, ominous shadows across the rocky terrain. Grey smoke rises lazily from a small fire near a destroyed armored vehicle. The red and green Afghan flag, tattered and worn, flutters in the harsh wind, attached to the BTR. 4 soldiers. Their faces are gaunt and covered in dust, their eyes betraying exhaustion and tension. Lieutenant Oleg Sorokin, a tall, muscular man with a stern, weathered face, grips his AK-47 rifle tightly, his eyes constantly scanning the dark horizon. Sergeant Kolesnikov, older, with a grizzled beard, sits by the fire, smoking a hand-rolled cigarette, his hands outstretched to the warmth. Sapper Vitya Belov, young and fair-haired, sits silently, meticulously examining his bayonet. Slavka, the radio operator, nervously adjusts the dials on his radio, his brow furrowed in concentration. Slavka says, "Связь пропала. Ни зенита, ни базы не слышно. Communication lost. Neither Zenit nor the base can be heard." Oleg nods grimly. Oleg Sorokin responds, "Придется ждать. Нам бы подкрепление, а то если моджахеды вернутся, нам крышка. We'll have to wait. We need reinforcements, otherwise, if the mujahideen come back, we're done for." A muffled sound echoes in the distance, a rock sliding down a slope. Kolesnikov whispers, "Ticho!" Sorokin gestures sharply, signaling for them to take defensive positions. Belov swiftly moves behind a makeshift barrier of sandbags. Kolesnikov takes cover behind the wrecked BTR. Slavka presses himself flat against the rocky ground. Oleg crouches behind a large boulder, peering intently into the darkness. Minutes stretch into an eternity. The sound comes again, closer this time. Belov whispers, "Вижу." Silhouettes begin to materialize against the backdrop of the dark rocks. Kolesnikov whispers, "Может, разведка." Oleg Sorokin quietly says, "Или просто местные." One of the figures suddenly stops and shouts something in Pashto. In the same instant, gunfire erupts. Oleg Sorokin yells, "Огонь!" The deafening roar of gunfire echoes through the narrow gorge. Tracers streak through the air. Rocks and debris are kicked up by the impact of bullets. The soldiers return fire, their weapons flashing in the darkness. The enemy figures begin to retreat, disappearing back into the shadows. After what seems like an eternity, the firing ceases. An eerie silence descends. Oleg Sorokin asks, "Все целы?" Slavka, holding his shoulder in pain, responds, "У меня рана." Kolesnikov reassures, "Ничего, не смертельно." Kolesnikov begins to bandage Slavka's shoulder. Belov cautiously peeks out from behind the sandbags and says, "Ушли!" Oleg sighs heavily, his shoulders slumping with exhaustion. He looks up at the sky. Through the smoke and clouds, a few faint stars twinkle. Fade to black.